What's up, guys? See if I can focus. There we go. Welcome back to the channel, my project, whatever you want to call it. Today, this video will be on the unboxing of my unboxed Holley Sniper system. So I went with Holley Sniper because that's what I felt like doing. I've had a carb on the truck for 17, 18 years, and it's time to get into the 21st century, which is leaps and bounds because I hate tech. I don't know anything about, my profession. You'd think that I'm techie and all that, but I hate technology. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Whatever. So, got everything from Holley. We'll go over that. They didn't sponsor anything. Don't care. But I do know, with the amount of money that I did spend on this, I could have LS swapped it for that. But that's neither here nor there. But I will tell you through this process, we'll go through what I have found online, because I read about everything, watch all the videos on stuff, and kind of cover why I'm doing things, why things are like they are, and my experience, my opinion, and you guys can go from there. So, I think maybe the 7 of you that watch my videos, if this helps you in any way, not necessarily on your Holley kit, but maybe in general on how to wire things, what to look for, things like that, troubleshoot, it could be a pretty big help, I think, in my opinion. And if you guys give me a like, subscribe, just a comment, that kind of helps me do this a little bit more and kind of get more motivated to do things, pull out the camera when I do trivial things. I've been slacking a bit because it's just work and life, and you know how that goes. But hopefully from this video on, it'll be installation, troubleshooting, and my experiences with it, and hopefully they're all good. And if they're not, tell you why. We'll go through how I remedied the situation, things like that. So without further ado, we will go over everything I got. Alright, so here we go with my whole spiel that I got. So we'll start with this. I got the Hyperspark. This is from the Sniper 1. I may run into issues and have to get the Sniper 2 one. It's a little shorter, but I went through it all and started labeling things where they go. That way, this is going to go to the carburetor itself. What do we got down here? To the coil, and these are power wires, I do believe, if I looked at my schematics correctly. I like to label everything prior to kind of putting it in, or labeling things, like these are an optional wiring harness. That way I know where it is. I'm just not throwing it on the truck and hoping for the best. So we got our ignition box, and then I went ahead and got the PDM, which is a pretty cool unit. Everything is self-contained, so you can focus on that. That's all the stuff that comes with this. Makes wiring a lot easier, and you do have LEDs right here that tell you if you have a fault. Came with this. Got your power ground, and pink, I think is 12 volt ignition, but we'll see when we get there. Holley regulator for your fuel. Got their ignition coil, Hyperspark ignition coil, plug and play. Super nice. Got some cooling little fans on there to keep it cool. Fuel pump relay. I'm running, it's going to be a dual pump radium setup, so I don't know if this is going to work. If not, I'll just wire it separate from the system and put this on just a 12 volt hot. We'll see how that goes. This is your little 3.5 inch display with your canvas hookup for your diagnostic and everything. However, I went and got the 7-inch display because Holley makes one that just drops right in and bolts right up. Looks great. I don't know if you can do diagnostics on this. I'm sure you can. You should be able to, but I haven't got too far into that. So between those two, we'll be rocking and rolling. So over here, just a bag of miscellaneous things, your temp sensor. That's if maybe you're running something different than all of the HEI things. This is the, you'll see what this is, pretty cool. It's for a Terminator. It's a through wall for all your wiring. I kind of went a little above and beyond because I saw that Holley doesn't warranty anything if you're cutting harnesses, so I'm trying not to do that. However, I would like to put everything on Deutsch connectors, but we can't. This is your other harness. So this goes from the harness from the carb to all your other things. I think this is your PDM. Goes to your PDM for stuff I haven't looked up yet. Distributor, which in retrospect, this is gonna come back out the firewall to hook up to the distributor, but we'll get there. Your main power, that'll go all the way back to that. And then this is for that, your optional stuff. Here's your layout. It's pretty dang simple. So if you can read these and follow these, and it's kind of like a map, there you go. That's pretty much what we got going on. And then the only thing, it's actually on the carburetor, or the system itself is actually on the truck. We'll go over there in a second. But if I had to think of one thing that I did not like with the kit, was all this money I spent and I got a single sticker. What's up with that, Holley? So I've already kind of mocked this up. You can see back here is the Hyperspark distributor. Pretty self-explanatory if you know how to drop a distributor in, which I still need help with, finding top dead center, all that. That'll do you. Here is the unit. Don't smash my shin while I'm walking around it, but it's a very nice unit. Looks really good. So I have to run a carb spacer because of my brake booster. I used an AN fitting because I'm super bougie like that, but it doesn't clear, so I had to lift it up a bit. So going into the RFI issues, things like that, obviously you can see there's a lot of electronics and stuff going to be bouncing around back here. This is, I kind of got ahead of myself because I thought it was super fun, but off of your, get that, off of your unit, here's your O2 sensor line, so we're going to run that behind the engine. This, I forget what that was. Is that the distributor? No, that's the temp sensor. So I'm gonna run that underneath the air gap and then replace that mechanical one with my electric one. And then here is your hookup for your screens, whichever one you want. And I think there's an auxiliary hookup for a second one on that unit. Here is your main unit. So it looks a little different than what it came like. I actually wrapped this in RFI mesh. So underneath this is all RFI mesh and it's grounded. So we're gonna ground, I'm gonna do this to all these wires and ground them to a ground block that I have to the chassis. So with this, obviously it's gonna go, sorry, it's gonna go through the through wall, and then we're gonna use that nice little black thing you saw over there. However, I got super just nuts with it and I built myself a grommet. So you'll see, I bought this on eBay or Amazon, split it, welded it back together, and it's gonna look pretty factory. The whole point of that was to look as factory as I could get it. Down here is through wall for your coil because I want everything inside the cab. I don't want boxes and stuff in the engine bay. And then here is starter and alternator. So should be looking good. And after this, let's go talk about some things you might need. So here is my Cart O wiring. So I'm not a professional electrician, but I do know how to maybe do something a little bit better. So with anything I have to make connections with, I'm doing Deutsch connectors. These are off Amazon and they're fairly cheap. They work well, and I will say that this one, I'll cover up the company, I'm not gonna say their name, but is from a company, this was probably like 25 bucks. And this whole kit was $25. And if you compare the two, The markings on each of these are exactly the same, so shame on this company. Go with Amazon. I'm not sponsored by them or affiliated, but I'd go with them. They seem to be doing pretty good. I'm sure someone can get on here and tell me why they're not. Whatever. I got new engine grounds that way. So through the Holley, reading about all that, you know, we're gonna do better grounding because I've been reading about clean and dirty grounds, all that stuff. Got all this to make my grounds. These are to ground any of the RFI mesh. Heat shrink, always gotta have that. This stuff, even though it's Harbor Freight, works okay. You know, I got some shrink ends for things I need. A label maker, you'll see me making some labels for some tags. Just keeps everything nice and organized. So down here, different color heat shrink and connectors. No real reason. I like to get kind of creative, so you know, whatever. These are all Amazon purchases, which work pretty well. Heat shrink, not so much, but this kit, this is your RFI mesh tape. You can see it's actually, I think, copper. I don't know. It's some sort of metal. That, and then ferrite beads. I see a lot of this stuff. You wrap them around your wires. There we go. And it prevents any interference. Don't know if it's gonna help, but I bought 40 of them just to put on anything that I thought would need it. So we get all of your. This ain't locked. What the heck? Well, imagine that. Harbor Freight doesn't work correctly. So in here, more shrink wrap. All my crimp tools, I buy double of everything because sometimes they're over there and I lose them or I forget where I put them. But all your crimp tools. And then this is like auxiliary wiring that I have. So I'm not really a fan of these crimp connectors or these soldering. They're just not like whatever. But these are harvested from. I said back in a few videos ago. I've rewired my truck like 4 times, and every time I get better and better at it. And they've been painless kits, they've been TSP kits, all that stuff. And I've harvested wires that are kind of important off of other things. And I like to keep them color coordinated. So, if I have to lengthen something or build another circuit, I can make color coordinated items. Over here, I have, these are junk, don't get that. But in here is a lot of rando stuff that I've had of previous projects to keep them around, kind of like a junk bin. And then here is my spaghetti mess, but it's a nice spaghetti mess. You need any color wire that is color coded to anything. I got it. So say you're running, I think this is a fuel line. Yep, fuel pump. So if I'm gonna be redoing fuel stuff, I'll just pull all this out. This is extra, and I'll use it so it's all cohesive. What else? Yeah, fucking need some fuses. There you go. I got some factory stuff down there too. If I want to make like make it sort of factory looking for something. Here's your light switches, or your comm switches, I believe. So anyway, I got some more projects. I got wiring some other friends' cars and whatnot, so that'll come in handy. And for now, I'm going to start, I guess, moving in progression of this. Got some other stuff. Ooh, excuse me. Gonna rebuild my hoses. That's my old dash, and do that. What else? There's some energy suspension stuff for my radiator. But yeah, that was kind of an update on the what I'm going to be doing. And if you wanna, like, subscribe, follow to see some more and see the installation, I'd appreciate it.